And welcome to Saturday Bible Study. So, the writing on the wall. Did he tell what the? He's about to tell the interpretation. So, he was telling the story of his dad Nebuchadnezzar. We're in King James, and this is the writing that was written: Mene, tekel, upharsin. This is the interpretation of the thing. Meaning, God have numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Whoops. So I guess that's why his knees were knocking. So spiritually, Nebuchadnezzar's son could feel it when he saw it. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balances and art found wanting. Paris. Upharsin. Oh well. Paris, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. So remember Daniel's dream. The head of gold was Babylon. Then I guess the chest and shoulders, or the upper torso, was of silver, and the legs were fine brass. So now it's going to move to the Medes and the Persians, or the silver of Nebuchadnezzar's dream. I believe that was in Nebuchadnezzar 2. I'm sorry, in Daniel chapter 2. By the way, I just got through watching the movie Tenet. I'm a little exhausted. It's a 2.5-hour movie. On my Facebook, I just gave the 3 different videos below my check-in post that describe what the movie is about. It's very deep, very layered, but it's their world, and definitely part of my Trump Antichrist theories and all of that. So I'll be doing a YouTube video on that soon. So then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold around his neck and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be third ruler in the kingdom. Third ruler, a Jew in Babylon. And that night, Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, was slain. And Darius, the Median, took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. 60. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these three presidents. So I guess they would have 40 apiece, of whom Daniel was first. So Daniel was not slain during this takeover. Now, to me, where did Darius come from? Was his place so bad that he wouldn't go back to it? Or where Babylon was, Darius would consider it an upgrade. So he's leaving his old kingdom and will now live in what was Babylon. We assume the second. So anyway, Daniel, no matter how many leaders Darius brought with him, he had Daniel as one of the 3 that would at least be in charge of this Babylonian kingdom. Maybe Darius's other leaders stayed in charge of the kingdom that he left. Then this Darius, okay, I did read the second verse. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, and excellent spirit was in him. And the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Wow. Let's read it in the New Living. Darius the Mede decided to divide the kingdom into 120 provinces, and he appointed a high officer to rule over each province. The king also chose Daniel and 2 others as administrators to supervise the high officers and protect the king's interest, at least there in Babylon. Daniel soon proved himself more capable than all the other administrators and the high officers. Because of Daniel's great ability, the king made plans to place him over the entire empire. Now, what I like about the book of Daniel was it teaches us how to live in Babylon. Now, in today's Babylon, this world we live in, mystery Babylon the Great, obviously we're not going to be promoted to high office. We're not going to be leaders over anything. But it's his work ethic. It's the fact that God gave Daniel God-given abilities to shine. And I know as a PE coach, I do everything I can to work as hard as I can, and I stay out of their domain and they understand mine. I don't try to tell them how to run their school. I don't go in there and tell them my religious beliefs or what I think about this or what I think about that concerning science, pseudoscience versus regular science, or what's being. I just stay in my lane. Daniel stayed in his lane, and he was able to keep his head above water. And so the Old Testament ways are different than the New Testament ways in many regards. But I just like the way Daniel was given the ability to survive. The prosperity gospel people might tell you, see, it is our divine right, if so blessed, to be rich and famous. No, absolutely not. You can't be rich and famous or powerful in this world. And Daniel, if you notice as we keep going through it, he had any power that he had, it was just doing business, making sure the garbage was taken out, whatever rulers there did, he did, and it says nothing more about it. So Daniel just did his job, and he did his job well. So it's the work ethic part that I like about it. Of course, the prosperity gospel is phony business. And I don't know if I mentioned this or thought about this, but can you imagine, since they try to tell you, these preachers do, that tithing is still in play, when of course it's not, because we are all kings and priests. So let's just see here. Just to give an example. Elizabeth would have to give me 10%, but since we're all kings and priests, I would have to give Elizabeth 10%. And Lyndall would give me 10%, and I would give Lyndall 10%, and Elizabeth would give Lyndall 10%, and Lyndall would give because what, aren't we all kings and priests? Or since I'm the one that's doing this teaching, should I ask everybody 10% of your pay? No. But see, because tithing is Old Covenant, that's Old Testament. But notice the churches today, they take up that collection and they sell you on 10% because they're liars. What else are they lying about? Free will, Christmas, Easter, just to name a few. All right. Let's go to Corinthians. What harmony can there be between Christ and the devil? Well, the devil is just a tool of God's. And Christ wipes the devil out with just a breath of a sword, if I remember. How can a believer be a partner with an unbeliever? Oh, yeah, this was about equally yoked. And that union can there be, and what union can there be between God's temple and idols? Now, God's temple, our body is God's temple, but whose body is God's temple? Sheep's body is God's temple. By proxy, goats are born goats at the foundation of the world. I mean, per the foundation of the world, whose names were not written in the Lamb's Book of Life at the foundation of the world. I do have somebody new on here, and they're new to free will. They're open to it. So, whose names were not written in the Book of Life at the foundation of the world, which we compare and contrast to, that he has chosen us in him at the foundation of the world, whose names were not written in the Book of Life at the foundation of the world. He hath chosen us in him at the foundation of the world. Impossible. And you can compare and contrast that with Matthew. And Romans. Two complete opposites set there for us. For whom he did foreknow, when? At the foundation of the world. We just read it. Not everyone that says to me, Lord, Lord, all these churchgoers, all these people that believe, I never knew you. For whom he did foreknow, I never knew you. For whom he did foreknow, for whom he never knew. It's pretty basic. And Jesus said what? I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's it. That's all he came for. Well, I thought he loved the whole world. Well, obviously, he does not. Because he what? Loses not one of his sheep that God gave to him at the foundation of the world. I'm going over this again. I do have somebody new, so I'm just going over it. And for all of us, this is still probably a lot of it's kind of new to us. John 3:16, God loved the whole what? He loved the whole G2889. He loved the whole cosmos. So the Catholic Erasmus, who believed in free will, chose this definition of cosmos when he did the translation. The Greek just says he loved cosmos. For God so loved cosmos. For God so loved the cosmos. For God so loved the harmonious arrangement of what? choosing his sheep at the foundation of the world? Perhaps. Yes. His constitution, you could say, is his law or his word, his order, is everything that he put from the beginning at the foundation of the world, which includes his sheep. His government would be his kingdom. That's what God so loved. Doesn't love the whole world. If he loved the whole world, doesn't love the whole world, the inhabitants of the earth, men, the human family, doesn't love them. If he loved them, then wouldn't they all be saved? Per that. And this is the Father's will which have sent me, that all which he have given me, when? At the foundation of the world, I should lose nothing, but raise it up again at the last day. I tell people I'll put this on YouTube. I'll tell people from YouTube, don't come to me for the Donald Trump and be my friend on Facebook, because I'd love to have you as my friend on Facebook. Same name, Trey Stokes. Drop the Roman numeral 3. But not if you don't like free will. Not if you like free will. If you're a free willer, we're not going to get along. Don't come to me on Facebook just because you like my Donald Trump Antichrist. You can just keep following me on YouTube and get all that. But if you watch this and it sparks something, great. Let's fellowship. We do daily Bible studies on Facebook with my Facebook friends, most all of which I came to know from either friends or YouTube, friends of YouTubers or YouTubers themselves. All right. Anyway, all that he have given me, I should lose nothing. He loses none. And they all get raised up on the last day. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And all that are called will be justified. Go through the same. So losing nothing is he calls them and then he turns them. And then those that he justified, he also glorified. Being glorified is when you get your glorified body, when you are raised up. So anyway, let's wrap this up. Oh, God's temple. Many people think that through watching all these conspiracy theory videos, they get the impression that the Antichrist wants to sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he wants to sit. Let's go through that Bible verse. This is about the Antichrist. The falling away are the fake Christians that he never knew are going to fall for the coming end times great deception. A deception so great, Jesus said in Matthew 24:24, that if it were possible, the very elect would be fooled. Fooled by how? Lying signs and wonders. Or signs and lying wonders. Who opposeth and exalt himself, this is the Antichrist, not Satan, the Antichrist. Can the Antichrist dwell inside each? No. All that is called God, all that is worshipped, so that he sitteth in the temple of God, that is a different type of temple. 2 Thessalonians 2:4. The temple. Naos. Used in the temple at Jerusalem, but only the sacred edifice. Now, of course, it is used as the metaphor, which we are showing y'all in the Corinthians. But that's God's temple. That's only his sheep. Satan can't sit in the temple. Can Satan? No, because this is the Antichrist. This is a man. So a man cannot sit inside of a human body, let alone the sheep's body, because only the sheep's body are a temple. Only the sheep's body are a temple. Goats are born goats, sheep are born lost. They get the call. And they go through the justification, sanctification process. Let's continue. And what union can there be between God's temple, that's the sheep, and idols, goats? Remember, this is about being equally yoked. So that again explains that you can't, that 2 Thessalonians is not talking about the human temple. It's only talking about an actual temple. The first definition of temple. For we are the we. He doesn't say all humans are the temple of the living God. We, the sheep, are the temple of the living God. As God said, I will live in them and walk among them. I will be their God and they will be my people. Therefore, come out from among unbelievers. See, unbelievers, they don't have the temple. Their body's not the temple. So, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God, the Antichrist as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Is that really going to, he's really going to sit inside sheep's body showing that he's God? Because a sheep's body is the only one that's the temple. Two people yesterday, both came at me with that's what's going to happen. Or they believe that that's a theory that they believe. And they talk about transhumanism and all that kind of stuff. One was male, one was female. Talked to both of them yesterday on Messenger, left them audios. And, you know, it's frustrating, especially on a Friday after I've worked all day and in the heat and dead tired. But yeah, it's frustrating. Quit watching all those crazy YouTube videos until you can discern the truth. Just keep watching my stuff over and over and over and over until you got it down to where when you start watching these other videos, you're not going to be tricked. Therefore, come out from among unbelievers and separate. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. All right, I thought maybe that was my son, so I'm glad I stopped and answered it. Let's keep going. And separate yourselves from them, says the Lord. Don't touch their filthy things, and I will welcome you. And I will be your father, and you will be my sons and daughters, says the Lord Almighty. So I hope this gives us now. What do? You say like, well, I got my. Let's just say you're married. You got 4 kids. 2 of them are adults. 2 of them are teens. None of your kids believe in free will, and 2 of them don't even believe in Jesus. And your husband is a free willer, and the whole family likes Christmas. Can you walk out and throw them away? No. So you have to put this into perspective. Just like I told y'all yesterday that I do with the people that I know. That we do meet up every so often, have a meal, go to a Gator game, whatever. Luckily, they both say that they are believers. So I shouldn't say luckily. Bad word. I heard the word luck comes from Lucifer, which is why they say good luck. And I heard that in one movie, and they said it nonstop. And I was like, yeah, that's why they're saying it. It was James Bond. They kept saying it, James Bond. That's what it was. I think it was Skyfall. Skyfall and Spectre. Nonstop. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Nonstop. Anyway, please open your hearts. We have not done wrong to anyone, nor let anyone. Hold on, I didn't finish today. Because we have these promises, dear friends, let us cleanse ourselves from everything that can defile our body or spirit. Should you be dating, making out with, or getting engaged, or even marry somebody who you're not equally yoked with? Absolutely not. So that's where you draw the line, obviously. And let us work toward complete holiness because we fear God. Absolutely. You're never sure that you're saved when you're in this filthy body. That's why you keep turning and repenting more and more. Please open your hearts to us. We have not done wrong to anyone, nor led anyone astray, nor taken advantage of anyone. I'm not saying this to condemn you. I said before that you are in our hearts, and we live or die together with you. I have the highest confidence in you, and I take great pride. No, he doesn't. It's New Living Translation. You have greatly encouraged me and made me happy despite all of our troubles. Verse 4 will not say pride. Great is my boldness of speech toward you. Great is my glorying of you. I am filled with comfort. I am exceedingly joyful in all our tribulation. Nothing about pride. Remember, we broke a few Bible studies ago, we broke down the definition of pride, that it has something to do with you. Paul would never say he had pride in anything. For when we were come into Macedonia, our flesh had no rest, but we were troubled on every side. Without were fighting, within were fears. When we arrived in Macedonia, there was no rest for us. We faced conflict from every direction, with battles on the outside and fear on the inside. Thank y'all very much. Love you.